an established familial or mentoring relationship with the child, language that is concerning other.
Controversial bill that would allow for short-term guardianship for children whose parents are deported or detained by ICE is leading to pushback from hundreds of people at the Capitol today. The bill is known as the Family Preparedness Plan Act. ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena spoke to groups on both sides. She's live from the newsroom with the latest for us tonight. Luz.
Yes, this bill would allow anyone, including individuals who are not family members, to file for guardianship of a child if their parents are detained by immigration enforcement agents. Some are concerned this bill could be exploited. Others say it's necessary to protect children. Hundreds of people rallied on the steps of the California Capitol against Assembly Bill 495.
The Family Preparedness Plan Act creates a new joint guardianship process, allowing parents facing any long-term separations to designate a joint guardian while preserving their parental rights upon their return.
Assemblymember Celeste Rodriguez authored the bill. It expands authorization of who can become a child's caregiver to, quote, any adult caregiver who has an established familial or mentoring relationship with the child, language that is concerning other Assembly members.
It does not just pertain to children who are here with undocumented parents that have been detained. Instead, it applies to all children in any circumstance where a complete stranger can simply claim authority.
They're leaving it open, vague, and generalized. Keep listening.
Over a child and then start making all sorts of decisions for the child's welfare, for health treatment. This is
health treatment, welfare.
Is just insane.
Under this legislation, simply checking this box saying the person was, quote, unable to contact the parents or parent or other persons having legal custody of the minor at the time to notify them of their intended authorization would allow someone to make major decisions for a child. What's your biggest concern with this bill?
This bill doesn't have any verification. It doesn't need parent consent. It doesn't have any safeguards whatsoever. We already have child welfare laws in the state of California, so if a parent does disappear, so if a parent is hiding from ICE or they are picked up by ICE, there is a process in place for these children to be safeguarded and so that we know where they are and it's tracking.
Sharon Cartagena is a directing attorney of the Child, Youth, and Family Advocacy Project at Public Counsel. They support AB 495 and helped write it. She said their focus is to help children who are left behind during ICE detentions.
But that wording is not in the documentation. It's not even addressing ICE in the documentation. Let's keep listening.
Affidavit, if signed by somebody, it absolutely does not give anyone guardianship or legal custody of a child.
As to the concerns many are voicing, she said this practice is not new.
I've been a practicing attorney for 20 years, and I've helped so many people use these tools.
Assemblymember DeMaio is calling for this legislation to be stopped. On Monday, it was in the Senate's Appropriations Committee and later placed in the suspense file, which means the committee will now review the bill's fiscal impact.
Pastor Jack Hibbs joins us
now. We're going to take a deeper look into this document
now to discuss California Assembly Bill 495. Now, Pastor, you've called this bill, quote, the most dangerous bill we've ever seen. And you've actually encouraged California residents, with, both you and I are that, to leave the state if this bill passes. So let's start with this. What is this bill?
Yeah, first of all, that was, Raj, probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to sincerely say to the church is that if this bill passes, you've got to leave. For your own child's protection, you have to leave. So I have before me, Raj, the entire affidavit. This is the document that will become available on the state's website to print out and print out by an individual, non-related individual, who all they need to know is the name of the child. And what they do is that they fill out the affidavit. There's a question that is asked of them. Have you tried to reach the parents? Yes or no? They would, of course, check the box as to being yes. And I'll tell you the reason why in a moment. The school then gets that child, brings the child out of class, and puts them into the possession of this individual based on the affidavit, which is by the state of California. The school authorities cannot refuse the individual property of the child. They do not request driver's license, birth certificate, background check, where do you live, sir? Or
Are y'all listening to this shit? This is crazy. They say any stranger could just get to print this application, print this document out, fill it out, and go to a school and pick your kid up. Your kid, not an immigrant, not a person that's been detained, anybody's kid. Didn't they just say that they're going to create harsher penalties for child trafficking? This looks like protection for child traffickers. Is it just me, or can y'all see this shit too?
ma'am, who are you? None of that is asked. It's all declared by the author, Celeste Rodriguez, to protect the individual and the child from ICE and from Trump's immigration efforts. It's actually an anti-Trump, pro-trafficking bill, all wrapped up in the guise of it is a compassionate bill to protect a child from parents who, during the day of school hours, was taken captive by Trump's ICE. The poor kid has nobody in life. So this individual knows that, true or not true, going to the school, taking possession of the child. And listen to this, Raj, it says in the document that this person automatically, once they have possession of the child, they are also responsible for the authorization of any medical treatment or any medical needs that the child may have. Why is that written in there? So to tell you how bad this is, we've got a score of attorneys looking at it, and they're no small group of attorneys. They said, you know, Jack, normally the devil is in the details. The devilish part about this bill is that it's so vague and so wide open, there are no details, except it is a pedophile human trafficker's dream come true.
Sounds like that to me too. You pass you pass Senate Bill 14, creating harsher, more stricter punishment and penalties for child trafficking or PDFing, right? You do that. Then you turn right around and come with Senate Bill 495, that any one of these people, any of these elite folk who we ain't never heard names or seen any, we gonna see some more videos gonna blow y'all minds, because for this stuff to be such a big ring throughout the state of California, you've never seen nobody faces on the news. Nobody who's done got caught up in doing this, you haven't seen their faces on the news. That's because I believe the people who are the head of this and topping and rounding up the Epstein of this, you're not gonna just see them on the news. They're too powerful for that. If Diddy can make a videotape of him whooping a girl ass disappear, he ain't as powerful as these folks is.
Well, that's the thing. You know, I try to stay objective, but I can't help but just call this thing stupid. I mean, how could they not have the foresight or the wherewithal to put some clause in there that no, just some random person can't swoop up your child? I mean, this just seems almost negligent. I mean, not almost. This is negligence. This, you can just do this. So the question is, Pastor Jack, what can Christians, obviously in California, but also, you know, not in California, what can we be doing to fight this?
Well, number one, here's the reality. It has, because California has a supermajority Democrat control of everything, these things don't need to go to the people for vote. This is not something that California voter was even aware of. I blew the whistle on this about 3 weeks ago. That said, here's what the California citizen, parent must do. Is as it's going through committee, it's passing all along the way. It's going to go to Newsom next week. That's why we're asking everybody in the state of California, we want a minimum of 5,000 people to show up on August 19th. That's a Tuesday at about 11 o'clock in the noontime. And we are going to be holding a rally with attorneys and with special guest speakers from the Capitol steps. Friends, all you need to do is come and stand there. That's what we want. We just want your happy face and your body to stand there, because listen, here's how it works. We know this. We've been doing this for 36 years. That when they see a crowd, they get nervous. And Newsom himself has been known to back away from a bill if he views it as hostile to his future career. Here's the good thing, Raj, for California.
I don't think you're backing off of this one, May. Like he said, the Democrats run everything, period. They don't have to talk to the people about nothing. Let's continue.
California has one of the highest human trafficking rates in the United States. But human trafficking is not defined as a serious and violent crime under California law, which is why California Family Council is supporting Senator Shannon Grove's bill, SB 14, which would include human trafficking in the list of crimes that are defined as serious and violent under California law. Here we have a 26-year-old man who targeted and convinced multiple girls between the ages of 14 and 17 to become prostitutes. This man was arrested and found guilty on 3 counts of human trafficking of a minor. Although at the time of his arrest, he was on post-release community supervision for a prior human trafficking conviction. This man targeted and trafficked minors while under supervision for a previous human trafficking offense, simply because human traffickers in California have no fear of repercussions as long as human trafficking is not a serious and violent crime under California law. As long as human trafficking is not a serious and violent crime, we will continue to unfortunately see stories like this one right here. This man was accused of vicious sex trafficking, and he pled not guilty. He was found because a 20-year-old woman jumped out of a 3-story building. Later in court, 2 of the women that he also trafficked actually had his street name tattooed on their foreheads as a form of branding. This is a serious and
Wasn't they just accusing Hoovers of the same thing? This is why that Senate bill needed to pass, right? Look, this is another reason it needed to pass, but pay attention. Well, pay close attention, ladies and gentlemen.
A CBS News investigation has uncovered a loophole that allows accused and convicted American pedophiles to escape justice by moving to Israel. So Ian Lee has been following this for more than a year.
Uh-oh.
And he traveled to Israel for this investigation. He worked with a group that tracks people accused of sex crimes, which estimates dozens of Americans have used this loophole.
So, dozens of Americans have used this loophole. Let's keep watching. Hello, Yehudi.
You know, he's 6'2".
We are on a stakeout looking for this man, Jimmy Julius Caro, 48 years old and wanted on charges of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon back in 2000 and a 5-year-old girl in Israel in 2001. He's considered dangerous. But these photos are a few years old, so we don't know if he'll look the same. He remains elusive. Previous attempts to capture him have failed.
Obviously, the fear that he would somehow figure out that anyone's looking for him and bolt. He just called his number.
Shauna Aronson got a tip that Caro's expected at this clinic near Tel Aviv.
Who's going to call the
She's
police,
with JCW, Jewish Community Watch, an organization that hunts down accused pedophiles who flee to Israel from the U.S., exploiting a process called Law of Return, whereby any Jewish person can move to Israel and automatically gain citizenship. The ease with which pedophiles seem able to use this law as an escape route haunts victims like Mendy Hawk, who says he was abused from age 8 by a teacher at an Orthodox Jewish school in Los Angeles.
So your classroom is right here. How does it feel being back?
I was very anxious and, stressed coming back here, and a lot of memories coming through my mind.
Memories of his alleged abuser, Mordechai Yom Tov, who taught him Hebrew studies when he was just 8 years old.
Yeah, I think I used to do the bar system in that building. No, I did for a few of them, these little secret Hebrew schools.
So in the beginning, he would just rub me like outside of my pants, and then I would say about 3 to 4 months later, he started going like in.
Reaching down your pants?
Yeah, it's reaching down.
Why did you feel like you couldn't tell anyone?
I was scared, I was ashamed. I just didn't know what people would think of me with the whole situation.
Yom Tov pled guilty in 2002 to sexually abusing and committing lewd acts against 3 other boys. He served jail time, but when he was released, he violated his probation and, according to JCW, fled to Israel with help from individuals within the Orthodox Jewish community. JCW tracked Yom Tov down and confronted him with a hidden...
There he is. There he is. All of a sudden, living nice and peacefully over there in good old Israelis.
Camera in Jerusalem, where he admitted to illegally fleeing the United States with help and using a fake passport to enter
Illegally fled the United States with help and used a fake passport. Are they trying to extradite him?
Israel.
I was supposed to stay for 5 years in the same city. I was supposed to, let's see, training on the side of sort of thing. I was supposed to go every 2 weeks to the police station. You didn't want like this. I left within a week later.
He had this message for his victims.
I'm very, 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 very sorry.
The other
Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch!
person in this video is Meir Seawald, the founder of Jewish Community Watch. He tells CBS News Yom Tov's case isn't uncommon in the Orthodox community.
The same thing that's going on in the Catholic Church right now around the world.
My man got on a pink little hat. I've never seen that one.
The exact same thing happens in our community. The rabbis say it's, you know what, he promised he's going to go for therapy, he's never going to do it again.
He said the exact same thing that you see in the Catholic Church is going on in their community. Do you guys understand why? Read it. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one Muslim meat sold his birthright. Yeah, profane fornicator. I need to dust that book off and read it. Real talk, on record.
Again, boom, he's in another community. A few years later, he's at the same thing, and we hear more allegations that the person continued to abuse children.
And often, those abusers end up in Israel. Rabbi Yehuda Oppenheimer says he unwittingly helped Caro escape.
There was nothing.
You dumb son of a bitch!
He's a goddamn lie. He didn't fucking accidentally help him escape.
You dumb son of a bitch!
He helped out his brother. That's what he did. He's fucking lying. What?
That raised any red flags up to the point where he was moving to Israel?
Well, I wish I could say that, but unfortunately I can't say that. So
Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch!
Well, I've had enough of this, but y'all get the point, right? Let's keep going.
Now to the other news of the night, on a rabbi in New Jersey is one of 3 people tonight charged in a human trafficking and prostitution ring. Prosecutors say he was one of 30 men to have sex with a teenage girl. Here's Omni News reporter NJ Burkett.
You say he's a good man?
Yes, that's what I think.
The family's babysitter said the allegations came as a shock. Aria Goodman, identified by police as a rabbi in East Brunswick, New Jersey, arrested for having sex with a teenaged girl. He is just one of dozens of men who are believed to have had sexual encounters in a local hotel with a 17-year-old prostitute. Prosecutors have also charged 18-year-old Gabriella Colon and 23-year-old Richard Ortiz of the Bronx with 11 criminal counts, including human trafficking. The investigation determines that a spokeswoman that Colon and Ortiz sold the sexual services of a 17-year-old female to approximately 30 men from January 1st, 2018 to February 2nd at a hotel in East Brunswick. Authorities say Goodman operates a religious learning center out of his home, and parents say his wife runs an ultra-Orthodox preschool in East Brunswick. Rachel Green said the rabbi was never seen there and praised Goodman's wife.
Mrs. Goodman is a wonderful principal and friend and
shut up, bitch!
Wonderful with the children.
Neighbors say they rarely saw Goodman. Given the allegations against him, his first encounter with Stan Runyon and his wife now seems somewhat ironic.
He came over, I was at the mailbox, shook my hand. Wouldn't shake my wife's hand because he's like Orthodox. He wouldn't touch a woman, if you know anything about Orthodox Jews. And he introduced himself, and that's it. I never saw him again after that.
The child prostitute is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So far, the rabbi is the only alleged client charged in this case, but this investigation...
Yeah. 30 men, 17-year-old girl. Keep going.
Disturbing allegations are surfacing in a very unexpected place. A man who is supposed to bring joy and holiness to the Jewish ritual of circumcision is now accused of something unthinkable, spreading a deadly disease to innocent babies. News 12's Tara Rosenblum joins us now with her special report, Cradle of Secrets.
It's a topic that not many people want to talk about, but an unlikely whistleblower, a young Orthodox Jewish woman, is now speaking out, claiming a local rabbi is infecting babies, making them sick. And what's worse, she says no one is doing anything to stop him. For centuries, when a Jewish baby boy is born, the ancient ritual of circumcision is performed.
Know this. Big difference between the circumcision and the moil. Okay? Keep listening.
But in some ultra-Orthodox communities, religious leaders known as moils also engage in something controversial during the bris. In a practice known as Metzitza B'Peh, or just MBP, the moil.
Take a real good look. Nah, yeah. What you think you're seeing is what you're seeing. Take a good look.
Actually uses his mouth to suck the blood from the infant's penis after he cuts off the foreskin.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? There be any fornicator or profane fornicator. Aziz, what you doing putting your... Lord have mercy, man. I'm just trying to get y'all to understand all of this PDF file stuff is not new. It's not new. I know. But Atah Lo Yehudi Swatza, Atah Mamzir, Atah Shatan, Adumi Colette. Y'all gotta understand, man. I can break it down more than that. Y'all got to read some books, man.
Meant to prevent infection and serve as a celebration of life, News 12 has learned the little-known practice has turned into a curse for life for some babies involved in our area. And it's all because of a local rabbi who's alleged to have a sexually transmitted disease.
The rabbis are going to take care of it. They won't let him get away with it.
According to these documents we obtained from the state health department, Rabbi Yitzhak Fisher of Muncie has been tied to at least 3 herpes infections in babies, one of whom died back in 2000.
3 herpes infections. One of the children died. See, this is not new. And this same group of people are the people that are the founders of Hollywood. Let's take a look.
When I left Fox, I went to MGM for one picture. Thank goodness, only one.
Shirley Temple. Where we get the term Shirley Temple Girls from. Shirley Temple. Listen to her story, man. She says she left Fox and went to MGM.
I went to MGM.
The same ones responsible for producing the Birth of a Nation movie and drawing into the extremely racist movie that made the Ku Klux Klan look like they were the heroes. Let's keep going.
For one picture, thank goodness, only one. And when I got there with my mother, we were separated. She went into the office of Louis B. Mayer, and I went into the office of Arthur Freed. He was going to talk to me about a movie he wanted to put me in. I'm 12 years old, you know. And I thought he was a producer, but instead he was an exhibitor. And I'd never seen anyone naked before, except myself. So I had no clue about what...
She had never seen nobody naked before. This grown-ass man, this is Shirley Temple, y'all. This is a long time ago. Y'all see the guys. They were the head of a major Hollywood studio. Had fixers all over L.A. Could make anybody disappear, could make any information disappear. Could have you facing charges tomorrow if they wanted to. People were very powerful. California. We don't want to send child traffickers to prison for extended amounts of time. We don't want to, we don't think that's a good idea. We're not passing that. Y'all heard the video when it first came on. It was struck down. All of a sudden, it unanimously passes because what? They knew they had this other Senate Bill 495 in the works. What's stopping child traffickers from filling out that paperwork for any kid they got around them and being able to go to court with that? What's stopping some sick person from using that document and going to getting somebody's child out of school who say they did, all they got to do is say they tried to contact the parent, they reached out to the parent. Y'all seen what the man, y'all seen the highlighted part of that paperwork? You got rights to make medical decisions concerning this child in a state where they want to put kids on hormone blockers. Is it coming together for y'all now? Y'all seeing it now? These some sick people, man. This is not new. Hollywood been getting down for a very, very bad. This is Shirley Temple.
What was happening? So it struck me so funny, I laughed at him, and I laughed uproariously. I had tears, and he got infuriated, and he said, out, 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 go.
Did you tell your mother?
Well, I went down. I was very quiet. I went down and met her in the lobby of the administration building. She came out very quietly from Louis B. Mayor's office, and we walked hand in hand silently to the car, which was unusual. We got in the car driving home. I said, Mom, you won't believe what happened to me. And I told her what happened, and she got kind of quiet, and she said, well, you don't know what happened to me. Louis
Had to laugh and keep him crying, right?
B. Mayer wasn't as bad as Freed was to me. He came on to my mother. And so we both decided that we didn't like MGM much. It was better at Fox.
Held up with only a safety pin. What is up, Youboob crew?
Let's take this back.
Now remembered as the beloved old-timey child actress, Shirley Temple is a symbol of angelic childhood innocence. But the bright and charming tales she portrayed on screen are far from the real truth of her life. Today we are diving behind the red curtain to uncover the horror and dark reality of the life of Shirley Temple. Let's get into it. Shirley Temple was born in 1928 in Santa Monica, California, to a father who was a banker and a mother who stayed at home to take care of the 3 children. Temple was born into the difficult years of the Great Depression, and her family barely avoided poverty.
I don't believe that shit. Your father was a banker. No way he went broke during the Great Depression.
As soon as she was born, and certainly as soon as she could walk, the Temple family put all of their hope into their youngest daughter. Though only a toddler, they believed she had immense talent, and so, despite the vast and indiscriminate suffering during the Depression, they used what little extra money they had to enroll her in dance classes. Her mother had wanted to be a dancer herself, and when her own attempts came to nothing, she forced her 2-year-old daughter onto the stage. Temple soon landed a contract with Educational Pictures, rocketing her into fame, and with it came fortune. Temple's father became her talent agent and financial advisor, and successfully guided her through the ruin of the 1930s. As everyone around them lost most of their money and plummeted into destitution, the Temples became rich. Despite her later reputation as America's sweetheart, Shirley Temple's earlier roles on the movie screen were often wildly inappropriate and cringeworthy. Desperate to have their daughter make it big, her parents allowed her to play any role she was given, no matter how the scripts may have exploited their young daughter. Her first speaking role came at age 3, in a film called War Babies. The film's premise involved an entire cast made up of children playing the roles of adult soldiers, except for Temple, who was cast as an exotic dancer, though she was just...
You can look this movie up, man, and you can actually watch it. It's not Little Rascals, bro.
a toddler. In this film, Temple receives her very first kiss, and as creepy as that may sound to us, her father had approved the script. Following this movie, her castings continued to place her in roles more appropriately suited for adults, as it was a popular theme at this time in history to have very young children make a series of spoofs based on popular films. As entertaining as these films may have been for the audience at the time, they often placed children in uncomfortable situations far beyond their years. One of the spoof films was called Baby Burlesques, where many of the children were featured.
Baby Burlesque. My God, man. This is wicked as hell, man.
Half-dressed, and Temple herself wore a large mock diaper, held up with only a safety pin. Shockingly, her role in the film was as a character named Charmaine, who was a sex worker. Temple would
a sex working little girl, little baby,
deliver lines such as "I'm expensive," before proceeding to exchange kisses for lollipops.
While exchanging kisses for lollipops. Hey, man. Hey, man. What was it? Prop 14. Senate Bill 14. Barely passed. Barely passed. Got shot down the first time. Because the state of California don't want to use a heavy prosecution hand on child traffickers and PDF files, right? Essayers, right? So it didn't make it through state assembly. They shot it down. All of a sudden now it unanimously passes. Why? Because we got a whole nother bill that's coming that could actually protect people that want to do this. By the fact it passed, by the fact it was made law that this document could be used, if nuisance, if he signs that what's stopping these child traffickers from using those documents? What's stopping them? How you can you prove in the court of law that they're using these documents and exploiting these children? Can you do that? Is there any way? What's stopping some sick bastard from taking somebody's child from school and putting them on hormone blockers immediately? What's stopping that from happening? They got medical control over the child. You seen what they said in the documentation. This all looks like it's all a part of doing what California want to do anyway. Remember, they're a sanctuary state. If a child makes it to California that wants sex change, they take custody from the parent, no matter what state that child's coming from. They take emergency custody and put the child on hormone blockers. They put them on treatment immediately. If you make it to California from any state that won't honor your preferences. The devil the Bible speak of, man. On me. I don't care what nobody say, man. People can say what they want to say. I'm just giving y'all my thoughts, my way. Hey. Fool some of the people time, some of the time you can't fool all the people all the time. Dude, this stinks to me. This got a real bad smell to it. For real, man. I'm so glad I got an adult daughter, and I'm so glad I shield the fuck out of my son from these devils. On everything, man. Like nobody can't see what they up to, man. Sick, man. And anybody that can't see this, you blind. Look at that. They did not want to use a more severe prosecution on child traffickers. The state of California didn't want to do it. They shot Senate Bill 14 down. Like I said, I was at a meeting. I got in my state assemblyman about it. Hey, man, what's up with that? Why would y'all do that? But I'm going to have to ask the state assemblyman because I'm talking to his representative, not directly to him. But nonetheless, man, what's going on? It's the same state that say we going to vaccinate your kids even if they homeschooling. Wicked as hell, man, on me. But hey, man, it is what it is, man. I'd like to thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with your boy, man. Going over this information on what's going on, baby, because what's going on? On some real shit, man. But you know how we come at y'all, man. This is all fair use. Everything I showed y'all, pictures, videos, clips, news. Fair use purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and or research. I don't own the rights to nobody's music, man, and that's why y'all don't hear that. Well, some of y'all. But yeah, man, that being said, dude, we say, hey, man, giving all praise to the Most High God, man, and praying that, asking that he keep you breathing. Because if you're breathing, you got opportunity to get it right. So I need every one of y'all to keep breathing, man. Shouts out to my boy, Big U out of the Nellas, man, and Captain them Nellas, man. My niggas is the Nellas. My boy Dawu is up in here out the JD. I see Manny Amatoro. Altamirano. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm trying to butcher it. But I see y'all up in here, man, checking out the show, man. Thanks for coming in, man. Hey, man, like, subscribe, share, send it to anybody that y'all know that don't know about these propositions and what they trying to do with these babies. They're always up to something with these babies, man. On me. Giving all praise to the Most High God for y'all very life, man. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. Living to die because we die to live again. 360 degrees, comprehend. Whether it be here in the kingdom, I'm going to see every one of y'all again, man. My big brother Twilight, my mom, and all the homies, man, that we done lost, man. We going to all see each other again soon, man. All of us. Understand? Shouts out to my brother, man. I know you hurting about your moms, man. And trust me, I'm hurting about mine too, man. We share that pain. We are truly brothers when it comes to that. But then, man, you gonna see her again. You're gonna see her in glory, brother. Know that, bro. Trust me, man. I'm there with you, man. Please don't feel like you by yourself. You're not, man. It's a painful thing, man, not having your mom. Don't care what age you are. Yeah, man, that being said, man, love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. Hoping to see everybody